This is iTechEverything, and in this video we'll be reviewing the new iPad 3. Let's get started. Going around the hardware of the iPad 3, on the front of the device you have that front-facing VGA camera. This is a very, very low quality camera, not good at all, looks like garbage. Has not been improved at all from the iPad 2. This is probably the biggest disappointment, I guess, of the new iPad. That camera, man, it's VGA, it's not good at all. I was hoping for at least 2 or 3 megapixels, so that camera sucks. Also, you have your home button, of course. Up top, you have that headphone jack, microphone, power button. Going around the side of the iPad 3, we have our orientation lock and our volume controls. On the bottom, we have that 30-pin dot connector. And on the back, we have that 5 megapixel iSight camera. This camera is great quality, but quite frankly, I would have much preferred this to be on the front rather than on the back. Yeah, this is a fantastic camera. Like, shooting video of the iPad is alright, but man, I wish this had been on the front. It would have been so much more useful for doing YouTube, blogging, I guess, that sort of thing. Taking pictures, FaceTime calls. This would have been great if it was on the front. Unfortunately, it's on the back. Yeah, it's a great camera. Then of course you have your Apple logo. Talking about the thickness of the device, it is 9.41 millimeters thick. This is very thin, but it is a little thicker than the iPad 2, surprisingly. The iPad 2 is 8.8 millimeters thick, and this is, as I said, 9.41. It's just a tad thicker. I don't think you'll even notice this, because if you watch my comparison video between this and the iPad 2, I struggled to even be able to get on camera the difference. So yeah, it's pretty unnoticeable. Talking about the weight of the new iPad 3, it actually weighs, once again, a little more than the iPad 2, surprisingly. The iPad 3 weighs 652 grams, whereas I believe the iPad 2 weighs right around 600 grams. So once again, this is minimal. 50 grams is next to nothing, and I couldn't even tell the difference between my iPad 2 and the new iPad. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know about, and that is, of course, the Retina display. Now this display has an insane resolution of 2048 by 1536, and that is 264 pixels per inch. Now this is insane on a 10-inch panel. It's far higher than 1080p. It's right around the same resolution as a 27-inch monitor. It's kind of in that ballpark around there. So to have that many pixels on a 10-inch screen is insane. I can't see a pixel on this screen. It looks like a glowing piece of paper, literally, when you're reading like a website or something. Unless, of course, the website doesn't have high-resolution graphics. But yeah, the iPad screen is amazing. Best screen I've seen in my life, probably. Bar none. And of course, it has in-plane switching, meaning when you turn the iPad, if you're viewing it on different angles, the colors will not degrade particularly bad. So that is the Retina display. 10 out of 10 on the screen. Now let's talk about the battery life. Apple say this gets 10 hours, and I agree. You might even get a little more, depending on how you use your iPad. I picked this up on Saturday, because this is my second iPad. I had the 32GB, returned that, picked up a 64GB on Saturday. And I've only charged it once, so I think that's saying something about the battery life. And I've used it heaps for editing videos, gaming, all that sort of stuff. So as I say, I got it on Saturday, and I think I charged it on Monday, and that was with very intense use. It is now Thursday, and I still haven't charged it again, so it's on 5%, you might not be able to see that. So I'll charge that after the video, but the point is, this will only be my second charge, and I've had it for like 5 days now, so the battery life is fantastic. The iPad is just great for things like social media. I love browsing my Twitter feed on it. Just go ahead, launch the Twitter app, look at all my tweets, it's fantastic. The iPad is made for this sort of stuff. It's a great device to use on the lounge when you're watching TV, stuff like that. Apple, of course, also brought iLife to the iPad. Previously, I think they launched these 2 apps last year, iMovie and GarageBand, and on the launch of the iPad 3, they launched iPhoto. iPhoto is simply amazing. I've loaded all my photos in from iPhoto on the Mac. Works fantastic. I love the multi-touch editing. This just makes the iPad a fantastic replacement for your laptop. So yeah, with things like that, it's great. Keep in mind, iPhoto, iMovie, and GarageBand will all run you $5 in the App Store. They don't come included like on the Mac. And of course there's iWork, Here I've got Pages and Keynote. Haven't bought Numbers yet. Don't really do lots of work with Numbers. Yeah, so I didn't feel the need to buy that. But Pages and Keynote are fantastic. I use these on a daily basis. And keep in mind, you can connect any Bluetooth keyboard. Like, for example, you can connect an Apple Bluetooth keyboard to the iPad if you want to type up a document or whatever. So that also works great. And of course, you can also use the on-screen keyboard or voice dictation. Speaking of voice dictation, let's go ahead and give it a whirl. YouTube. As you can see, it loaded YouTube right up. Go and search. And there it is. Do another voice search. Apple. And there's Apple. I have had some problems with voice dictation. I'll include the link in the video description to my voice dictation tests on the new iPad. And the reason I didn't go super in depth on this video is because I've already done about 6 videos, I think, on the new iPad. I've done 2 unboxings of my 32GB and my new 64GB. I've done a voice dictation test. I've done a camera test. I've done iPad 2 versus iPad 3. I've done what's on my iPad. So all 6 of those links will be included right down below. Check them out, as I'd really appreciate it, and it will give you lots more information on the device itself. Drop a comment down below. Click subscribe right above this video. Go and give this video a thumbs up, as I really appreciate it. And follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/iTechEverything. Link in the description. Check out all those links in the description, as that will inform you whether you should go for the iPad 3 or not. And yeah, peace out.